Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In this video we'll be looking at deck from the World Championship 2011 Master Division Rouge Cawthon deck, Rouge deck that he played in the finals. Very interesting deck back then, featuring Donphan and Vileplume as a item lock, and also Zekrom as the backup attacker as well. So very interesting deck idea where you can simply, move the damage around the board with your Runicles, and you can power up a Zekrom for the outrage and simply one hit knock your opponent with a single double course energy. Also with Donphan you can absorb some damage from the other side of the field with that Exoskeleton Pokebody, and also you can Earthquake for only single energy card, which will does 60 damage and 10 to all banished Pokemons, which is pretty cool because if you have Runicles and Vileplume in play, you can simply move that damage to your Zekrom, so you can increase the damage that you can do with your Outrage. That's just amazing. There's also one Blissey with Blissful Nurse Pokepower, which says that when you play Blissey from your hand to evolve your Chansey on your bench, you can remove all damage counters from all of your Pokemons, and then you need to discard all energy cards. Not a big deal, because, well, you can do a lot of crazy magic with that damage swap in Vileplume, so I kinda like it. As long as we have Vileplume in play, both players cannot play anymore item cards. And pretty cool thing about Vileplume is the fact that, it's not gonna be easy to one-hit knock it anyways, and it's not gonna be easy to our opponent to do anything to him if it's on the bench, so you're pretty much safe to build your strategy. To finish the game, or to hit for heavy numbers, this deck also contains Suicune and Anti-Legend, with that Inferno attack for 80, or maybe Torn Blade for like, I can't even see exactly, for like 100 to one of your opponent Pokemons on the bench. That was also pretty cool back then. In order to play Entei and Suicune, you need to have both them at the same time in your hand, and you can simply play them on the bench. There's also Cleaver for that Eek, pretty cool, and also Playground Pichu, so we can set up fast and quickly at the turn 1. I also kind of like that. Speaking about energies, this deck contains 11 energy cards, 3 basic energies, 4 double cores, 4 rainbow energies, 2 of fighting energies basic, and 1 basic fire energy. In addition to that, not too many item cards, just 3 Pokemon communications, which you need to set up, obviously, as well as 3 rare candies. In addition to those cards, we also have 1 Tropical Beach for that drought support, and the rest of the cards in this build are going to be supporter cards, so 3 Pokemon collectors, very consistent deck list, not too many drought supporter cards, just 1 Professor Oak's New Theory and a couple copycats, just a single copycat, not a couple of them, 4 Sage Trainings, where you can choose 5 of the top deck cards and discard 3 of them and pick 2 of them in your hand. Very good card to get rid of unnecessary resources, so you can have greater chance to set up fast and eke for the cards that you need. Seeker, where you can also put scoop from your bench heavy damaged Pokemon to remove damage counters from play if you want, but also to maybe remove Vileplume in case if you need to play item cards. But since this deck does not contain too many item cards, you just don't want to do that anyways. And obviously 4 Twins, which is a very powerful mechanic in this build, something like a Teammates, but if you have more prize cards left in your opponent, then you can search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them in your hand. Very good card. And that's the deck list that was in Master Division Finals 2011 Pokemon World Championship that Russ actually played. I'm gonna play one game with this deck so you can see how it works in action. We'll use Legacy format to play with it, so I hope you guys are gonna enjoy watching the battle, so see you in the game. Alright, so Starting first is always good. But this type of the opening hand, if there was maybe Clefa, it would be perfect, I should say that, because I had my Pokemon collector available. Okay, let's see what we can pull with another hand of 7 new cards. Hopefully, okay, there's a Clefa. That's a good way to start this game. I also have retreat, just in case if I want to retreat. And third one, I think I'm just gonna copycat my opponent. He has Smeargle. Okay, first things first, we're gonna play that Pokemon Communication. And we're just gonna go for that Oddish. Somehow I feel it's important to start with him. I could also go for the Fanfy and Attach Energy, so I could have less cards in my hand. Decided rather not to do it. Alright, so if my opponent wants to go with his Smeargle Portrait, he's gonna have plenty of different supporter cards available. Collector, Sage Training, as well as the Seeker. So he's probably searching. Okay, he's trying to snipe my Oddish with that Catcher, but he flipped the tails of the coin flip. Back then, Catcher was not printed yet. And also, when it was printed, you didn't need to flip a coin, you know. So junk arm for another Pokemon Catcher. Okay, so he really wants to put my Oddish in the front. I can see that. Ooh, 2 tails in a row. Okay, it wouldn't be effective anyways, especially because he decided to play that Sky Ira Bridge. And right now he just refreshes his hand. I'm not sure if they actually fixed that glitch where you was not able to play Portrait after you use your supporter card. We're gonna find that in a couple seconds. So there's a Keldeo. I mean, he can still use the Pokemon Collector and set up properly. It's just gonna be super effective. Yes, they fixed that glitch, thankfully. Well, he can also go with a Sage Training, for example. But I will definitely go with Collector, especially if he play Rayquaza Electric deck, you know. Then you definitely need to set up, yeah, Dynamo, Victini, and Raikou. Okay, so Raikou is very nice because he can snipe on the bench. It's gonna be a little bit problematic for me here, that's for sure. Oh, Rare Candy, look at this. I think I'm gonna risk with my Sage Training. I might get lucky. I didn't get lucky. So I think I'm gonna grab myself 1 Solaces and 1 Zekrom. Basically, I was searching for that Rare Candy Vileplume combo, but I couldn't get it. It's time for me to use that Eek. And there's a Vileplume. Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good sign as well. Alright. So with Vileplume in play, we can do a lot of problems to our opponent. We can item lock him, so he's not going to be able to play item cards, which is going to be important for me, definitely. And he wants to prepare that Victini for Recreate. And there's a level ball, so 1 more Pokemon on his bench and 1 Electric, and my Clefa, it's gonna be knocked out just like that. Still, he can first use Portrait, obviously. You really want to use Portrait before you retreat. But very, very bad news for my opponent. No sign of the supporter card in my hand. And he is probably very disappointed right now. So can he find 1 more Pokemon for his bench so he can simply use it Recreate for 100? I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, that's gonna be Junk Arm. So he definitely wants to go all in. That's gonna be Junk Arm for another level ball, so he can grab himself another Dynamo maybe and put him on the bench. No, he decided to go for the Ultra Ball. Maybe for Jirachi EX? For Rayquaza EX, alright. Yeah, he can still use that V-Create, so he's gonna take knockout anyways. But for me that's a good thing, because he don't have extra energy acceleration, instead expect that one electric, so it's gonna be hard for him to power up this Raikou, which will give me the opportunity to set up my Reunicles, and also prepare maybe another Reunicles, or maybe not, because he is also in a discard pile already. So I took a lot of damage, no doubt about. Ooh, Seeker, nice. Not bad top deck. Alright, so we definitely wants to put that Vileplume in action. And right now it's just time for the Outrage. Unfortunately not super effective, only 20 because I don't have single damage on my Zekrom, but it's still okay. Next turn I can hit. Ooh, what a nice top deck, or price that was. Colress for like 9, and there we go. 9 cards in my opponent hand. Yeah, he definitely wants to prepare that Raikou so he can snipe my bench. Maybe he wants to target my Reunicles. Who knows? Very hard to judge. Alright, so we create once again. Very nice. I have twins. Very important. Thinking about using that damage swap onto my Zekrom. It's gonna take a while to move damage onto my Zekrom. If Raikou can go for like 100, and if I decide to keep that damage, nah, it's not gonna be smart. So I'm gonna do something like this. That's gonna be it for now. I can use twins. So I'm gonna search my deck for something like Phanpy, and I mean I can use also my Raikou, and now I'm gonna go for the Phanpy, and for something like Professor Oak's new theory for the next turn. Sounds like a good idea. Okay, Raikou is actually weak on the fighting Pokemons, so I'm also looking forward to swipe a couple more damages. Just to be out of the range from being knocked out if he decides to snipe me on the bench. And Outrage for 50 should be enough for the knockout against his Victini. So we're both equal with the prize cards right now. There's a Sage Training. Alright, I also have my Seeker available. Just in case. As long as I have my Reunicles, I'm fine, but my opponent might decide to snipe my Reunicles on the bench, and then I'm gonna be in a world of trouble, you know. It's gonna be super hard for me to win. Basically, if he can snipe my Reunicles, which obviously he wants to do, with the Wall-to-Bolt. Oh, so he decided to go for the Phanpy instead. Okay, not a big deal. It's better for me to lose Phanpy instead of my... Yeah, definitely. I'm happy to see something like that happen. Sage Training. Let's see what we can find here. We don't need Blissey, we don't need this. We're just gonna go for Twins and Energy. Again, not the best possible solution here. So theoretically Rayquaza can go for 120 next turn. Alright, so I really need to play smart. Playing smart here is key to success, so you really want to play smart this deck, because tiny mistakes can lose you the game. So let's just pump that Zekrom on the bench. And we're gonna use Outreach for 20. Okay, so technically he can add one more energy with Dynamotor, and then he can add one more energy manually from his hand, so he can basically hit me for like 120. If I had 10 more damage, that would be one hit knockout, but I just decided not to do that. On the other side of the field, he decided to retreat to the Smurgle. Obviously, that's gonna be Portrait for something like either way Seeker or maybe Professor Oak's new theory. We're gonna find that out very soon. One energy for the Raikou, so he's definitely preparing that Raikou for the snipe against my Reunicles on the bench. There is no question about that. Once I lose my Reunicles, it's gonna be super hard for me to play. So I'm going all in with the damage swap here. I just want to... Okay, 50 damage, that's enough. We're just gonna move some damage to that Zekrom as well. And I'm looking forward to set with the Collector on one Phanpy on the bench. I can grab also, yeah, pretty much nothing else, just Phanpy. Alright, I'm ready to go with the Outreach for 70. And there is a rare candy. Okay, so far I'm doing good. We all know that after the rotation, after the World Championship, the True deck was not that good anymore, especially with the new cards that came around, you know. That Zekrom Electric deck was too fast, too strong. And there we go, so he can use Volt Ball this time for 100, discarding only 2 energies and keeping that Lighting Energy in play. I'm wondering which Pokemon is going to be knocked out. Will he decide to go for my Phanpy, or will he just decide to go, for example, for my Reunicles? I'm just going to find that out. Once again, he decided to snipe my Phanpy on the bench instead. Again, I have Twins. So I'm looking forward to move my damage onto my Zekrom. Alright, 90, 100, yeah, like 120. Well, we're gonna try to do this. Alright, Outrage for 120, and Raikou is very close to be knocked out. So I can burn Inferno for like 80, or I can basically, you know, return 2 energies from Suicune and Anti-Legend to my hand, and does 100 damage to one of my opponent Pokemons in play, which obviously means that I can also snipe his Raikou on the bench, but my main target obviously is gonna be that Electric, or maybe even better, that Rayquaza EX. Still I'm trying to do something, still I'm trying to win somehow, but it's not super easy. Again, if my opponent wants, he can just decide to snipe my Solaces on the bench, like with another Volt Bolt. There's another Rayquaza. We all know, oh, so he actually decided to retreat on Rayquaza so he can Dragon Burst me. Whew. Alright, what to do next? I'm missing so many resources that I'm very desperate right now, especially if I miss energy attachment. Luckily I didn't. At least I didn't miss energy attachment, so my only option is to go with another energy attachment onto my Entei, and it's not that I can do too much here. I can damage swap, obviously, that one damage counter to my Zekrom. Actually, it's not smart to do that. Okay, this sounds much better. However, I'm going to retreat onto my Zekrom, and I'm gonna pass the turn. So that's literally all I can do. That Flowstone actually saves the day for my opponent because he managed to attach it before I managed to item lock him. And in this specific situation, I can snipe on the bench technically next turn with my Suicune if I want, but he decided to promote that Raikou in the front. And imagine this, right now he's probably targeting my Reunicles, and I'm gonna lose a damage swap, which means that I'm gonna need Rainbow Energy to knock his... I don't have another Rainbow Energy. Oh, I did tiny mistake. I mean, that was not a mistake basically, because I was looking forward to avoid knockout against that Rayquaza for 120 against my Zekrom, so... yeah, Bolt obviously for the Reunicles, and I can't swap that extra 10, so I can one-hit knock out his Raikou. And the only thing I can do basically is... obviously first retreat, put Oddish on the bench, Tropical Beach in play, Twins, so at least I can, you know, grab myself energies. For example, double course energy, and can be water energy. It really, fire energy. It really doesn't matter too much which type it's gonna be. And yeah, that's it. Anyways, I'm going to... damn it, we lost this game. I'm going to just, you know, burst Inferno my opponent Raikou, and that's gonna be it. So I did well, I did pretty well. I managed to draw 4 prize cards overall. If I had a little bit more luck, I think I would just beat my opponent, you know, but that Flowstone on the Keldeo was just too much, you know. It was just too much. And he have another energy card, so he can obviously discard 3 energies to go for 180, and then he can simply finish the job and win the game. Very nice performance by this deck. It's not super strong in the Legacy format, but in that limited format was very good. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what you actually think about this deck from the World Championship 2011 Master Division Finals. Thanks once again for watching. We'll see you next time.